how easy it is when you're an artist. You work in your space at home, and you're alone. You don't work in an office, and you don't go to a place where there's other employees around or bosses or whatever. On one hand, that's a good thing, and on the other hand, that's maybe a little bit problematic because if you're not careful, you can become totally isolated. I mean, I don't make the effort to go out and hang out with people and sort of be social. It's very easy for me to see a half a day go by, a whole day go by. In fact, if I'm not careful, a whole week could go by without seeing anybody. And I think that that's really a big problem for artists is that they can become so isolated and there's a few reasons why that's a problem. One of them is the fact that we make our paintings uh, first of all for our own pleasure. That's really important. You have to be somebody who you paint for your joy more than anything. But we are also hoping, of course, that somebody's going to acquire our art and hang it in their home and enjoy it. And how can we connect with people if we don't have a vibe for them or a feel for them? And one of the best ways I've found to do that is to go out and be where people are. I know that sounds a little bit kind of crazy if you're like most people who go off to work every day. Um, you take that for granted. You don't really think about that. But the fact of the matter is ever since the pandemic, for one reason or another, a lot of people work at home, and they get up in the morning and they make their coffee or whatever, and they do whatever they do at home, and then they go to their computer and start working. But for me, I've been in this sort of mode for 17 years, ever since I left the corporate world and went full time in art. And one thing I sort of insisted on myself right from the very beginning was when I was home for the very first time, I made sure that I was up early in the morning. I mean, I'm an early riser as it is, but I like to start work by about 9 o'clock or so every morning, and take my breaks just like I used to do when I worked at the bank. Uh, my lunch break, my coffee breaks, and then I stop around 5 o'clock every day and go do something else. But one of the things that I really had to maintain was some kind of social connection because I become very isolated without it. And part of that is going to places like this, Sherry's Diner, in the town where I live. Uh, Sherry always knows who I am and always friendly, and none of this fake love, darling, how are you, sweetheart kind of foolishness. I hate that stuff. No, they actually know my name, and I come here and it's how are you, Robert? It's nice to see you again. And then right now, I mean, it's a Monday morning and it's quite quiet here, but usually later in the day or on the weekends, it's always quite packed. And it's really critical for me to be in that environment where there's interaction because, well, human beings, we need that, don't we? That's normal. But more importantly than that is when I go back and paint, there's different things that I bring with me to my easel, and the color of social is a kind of a phrase that I'm coming familiar with. Is the fact that we need the colors of our world, we need the input of people around us, we need to experience life. Like one of the things I did yesterday was go out and just take some pictures of an old car. I just happened to have my camera with me, and I took some snapshots of things that I see, kind of a street photographer mode. But whatever it is we do, go to the diner, have breakfast, go to the coffee shop, have coffee, whatever, do those things. And when you do that, you bring something back to your studio with you and things that you'll be thinking about while you're painting. And it just makes for a much more inspirational kind of a day. Anyway, that's my thing. And my breakfast is coming now. It's scrambled eggs this morning. Scrambled eggs and brown beans and toast. So anyway, you have a good day, and next time we get together, we'll talk about something different. Um, be sure to like and subscribe if you will, because that helps to spread the word and to let others know that we're here. Um, and well, we'll catch you next time right here on the Robert Painter on YouTube.